What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Now, I'm really excited about this one. To be completely honest, when I usually cover something that has static shock, these videos usually don't get a crap ton of views. But I think that these stories are too fun, and we're really starting to dive into Milestone now that it's like officially part of DC Comics. You know, hardware, icon, the whole 9 yards. And so really in an effort to kind of give them a little bit more attention, we're getting Elseworld stories like this comic right here. This is Batman Static Beyond, crossing over our futuristic Batman. And we also pick up with an aged up Static Shock. And in this future, the world has come quite a way. Right outside of Earth's space, we have Superman and we have Icon. Today is a rather important day for Earth, making sure that nothing goes awry, nothing goes sideways. We got some of the best heroes here. They've developed a ship known as the Shockwave. With this being the beta test, this is where they find out if they get into the Cooperative. This is an interplanetary alliance, one that Icon's home world was a part of. To be granted membership, the members must exhibit some kind of superliminal capacity, some kind of capability. That's what the ship Shockwave is supposed to do. And right as they get to go turn that ship on, they're attacked by marauders, telling Batman to keep his place and make sure that the Shockwave stays safe. Static, Icon, and Superman, they take off into the space. They take off to face these forces. With Icon and Superman here, it's not even really gonna be a fight. But in reality, they didn't even need to be here. Because as Static Shock, he rises up. He focuses on all the enemy vessels. Every single one of them needing power. Power that Static Shock can take away. This is where we see Static Shock absorb every bit of energy. All that he wants to absorb, leaving just enough so that they have life support. In an instant, he took away their capability to make war. And so while he was able to save the day, the Cooperative is also not really letting them join up today. They weren't really impressed with everything going on. They've always found Earth to be immature, as they say. And so this was really just an excuse for them to say no. But with all the excitement being done with, we pick up with the individuals. We're picking up with Terry at high school. And in high school, there's a lot of protests going on right now. Students, parents, people like citizens in Neo-Gotham, they're protesting power. Signs that they are wielding saying no freak energy in Gotham. And as this guy's about to get beat down, Terry steps in. But Terry didn't even necessarily need to because of the robots, referred to as Zeta Cops. These guys will rough you up more than any human would. So when these guys show up, it's best not to try and start anything. It's best just to simply walk away. But Terry helping this guy up to his feet, we learn that his name is Melvin Kim, and the other girl is Max. Right now, they are protesting the Q-Grid power station launch. The guy leading the protest has them believing that all of this is lies. But Melvin, he quickly has to leave. He said that he needs to get home. And so as he sprints home and opens up the door, he calls out to his mom and dad, but it's as if these people don't hear him. His parents had promised him that they would talk about going back to the cabin, but now it appears he can't talk to either of them. Their jobs are keeping them so ingrained into their work that they don't even focus on him. But he's finding the purpose of all of this. The grind, the absence, working your bones until you are bleeding. It has him wondering, what's the point of any of it? Of school, of work? If we're just gonna scrape by with our lives, what is the purpose to all of this? This is what takes us over to Dakota City. We pick up with Static Shock, his wife, and his son. We're seeing this Static has a real nice family life, but more than that, Dakota City has become a utopia, a technological haven. This city has advanced into the future so much further than ever anticipated. And Static goes on to explain that his work with Q-Juice, he used this and turned it into, he said, some kind of power source. And all of that started right here in Dakota. While Icon is talking about cosmic politics, he just wants to help the people on this planet. in this city. So while they got their Q-Grid event going on in Neo-Gotham, they don't necessarily need him poking around. Plus, they're also just gonna do things their own way. So when we pick up with Terry, we pick up with Max. They've made it to this event and everything seems to be going fine until they hear the roaring of an engine, the laughing from the Jokers. As quickly as you can blink, Batman is here. Terry suits up and he heads directly for the Jokers. But this whole gang has come here to try and trash this party. Batman's trying to figure out what the motive is here. Is this the protesters trying to stop this Q-wave from happening? Or is this something deeper? Is there something more here? Batman is finding himself severely outnumbered. That's when we see Melvin here. Melvin is getting attacked. And as he panics, frantically trying to call Terry. Right now he is too severely outnumbered. He can't focus on a phone call. But all of this has Terry wondering, what do we actually know about the Q-Grid technology? There's no public-facing info on the technology. Them sitting directly next to the power plant, all of this gunfire explosions, it can make things go sideways very quickly. So when one of the Jokers pulls out a rocket launcher, Terry tries to stop him. He tries to get there, but he's too late. That rocket goes off. We see it fly and explode as Melvin goes flying backwards. Terry tells everybody to get out of here. The containment has been breached. This place is about to blow. And with another explosion, right where Melvin was, it exploded and he fell into the water. Batman unable to detect him because of whatever that explosion was. Whatever energy that was is messing with his scanners. And so, as Melvin falls to the bottom of the water, Batman panically searching for him. That is where this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is not a bad little introduction. You know, they're slowly and surely trying to ease in the Milestone universe. Now, if you want to hear some more about the Milestone, Blurred Without Fear has gone into some great depths on a lot of his videos, talking specifically about Icon and all of them coming over. Something that I highly recommend you guys check out. But the real gist of it is Milestone characters are starting to bleed over, and so we're gonna get more Elseworld stories like this. We're gonna see more crossover events. We're gonna start seeing them kind of normalize them and try to bring them into the fold. I, for one, am here for it. You know, a middle-aged Static Shock? That's definitely something that I can sign up for. But this is ultimately looking like Batman Beyond and Static Shock are gonna have to cross over. All of this information, the Q-Grid, the Q-Wave, you know, everything that they got going on, it's all gonna be interconnected. My running theory is probably the power source that built up Dakota City. It's gonna be some kind of like evil source of energy, and it's gonna put Static Shock in a kind of dilemma. A dilemma to where he's wondering, like, do we keep this going for the sake of the city, or do we stop it where it is? Now, that's my running theory. It's usually the direction they go when they're usually doing something like this, but you never know. I always love a good little twist in there that surprises me, so who knows? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that we have going on with DC Comics, with Marvel Comics, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. That's gonna get you caught up on everything that has been going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. This is a lot like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you're getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel, liking this video, hitting that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.